You were never given a rule book for love. No one sat you down and showed you how to be a mother. People only showed you what love is not. You learned by watching what broke. You learned by surviving the pieces. Your childhood was a classroom of hard knocks, and the main lesson was how to endure. You learned to be quiet when you wanted to scream. You learned to make yourself small to avoid the storm. That was the only manual you had. It was a guide for survival, not for thriving. You copied the motions of family, hoping to find the heart of it somewhere along the way. When your daughter was born, everything felt different. You looked into her small face and made a silent, sacred promise. You said the chain of pain would stop with you. You swore it on your own bruised heart. You wanted her life to be a gentle song, not the harsh noise you had known. You meant to be the safe place you never had. You were determined to build a world for her that was the exact opposite of the one that had built you. This promise was your North Star. But life is heavy. Old harm is a patient hunter. The pain that stalked you as a child did not simply disappear. It waited. It waited. It came back when you least expected it, when you thought you were finally safe. It did not wear the same face. It did not use the same voice. It found a new way into your home, a subtle crack in the foundation you had worked so hard to build. It came for the most vulnerable part of you. It came at your motherhood. It tested the very promise you had made to that tiny, trusting baby in your arms. You stood between your daughter and the storm. You became a human shield. You took the verbal blows that were meant to land on her fragile spirit. You held her close as the walls of your world shook with anger and fear. You put your body, your peace, and your sanity between her and the hurt. You loved with a heart that was already broken. This is a powerful and dangerous thing. It also made it easy for you to give too much, to pour from a cup that was already cracked. You gave cars when they were needed. You gave money when it was tight. You gave your last bit of peace, your last moment of quiet, your last ounce of energy. And all the while, she watched. A child sees everything. One day, she named what she felt. She looked at you and said she did not abuse you. No, that was not the word she used. She said she extorted you. The word hit you like a bucket of ice water. It was cold, clinical, sharp. You had never planned this kind of exchange. You had never kept a tally. That word redefined your entire history of giving. Then came the final rule, the one that broke the last thread holding you together. She said, "If you do not talk to me, you do not talk to my children." That was the last blow. It was a sharp, clean end to a long, messy wound. In that moment, you felt like a stranger in the house you had helped build, an exile from the family you had raised. You felt judged and condemned by the very one you had spent a lifetime trying to protect. The silence that followed was deafening. The choice was clear, but it was also impossible. It was a choice between your soul and your grandchildren. So you did the hardest thing you have ever done. You walked away. You packed up the love you still had in your hands. You left because there was no safe place to set it down. You chose distance when continued presence would be poison for you both. You chose peace over the endless, draining battle of trying to prove your worth. You laid down your weapons. You let go of the fight you could not win. This was not an act of anger or spite. It was an act of profound, heartbreaking clarity. The final desperate act of a mother trying to save what was left. This is not surrender. Do not ever let anyone tell you it is surrender. It is a strategy. It is quiet. It is painful. It is necessary work of a chain breaker. You recognized a pattern of destruction passed down through generations like a cursed heirloom. You chose to stop it from being handed to one more person. You stopped a demon of generational trauma from passing its pain to the next in line. You refused to participate in a cycle that only ever led to more brokenness. You chose to end the war by walking off the battlefield. You are not abandoning your daughter. You are modeling a different kind of strength. You are showing her, from a distance, what it looks like to choose your own sanity. You are showing her it is okay to say, "No more." This is a lesson she may not understand today or tomorrow, but it is a lesson you are living for her and for her children. You teach them love does not require you to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Your absence is not a void. It is a boundary. It is a statement. It is a prayer for a different future for all of you. You are loving from a distance now. It is a strange and lonely kind of love. You respect a boundary that feels like a wall of spikes. You refuse to play a game that costs you your soul. That is love in its truest, most difficult form. It is steady and patient. It does not beg or bargain for a return. It trusts a power greater than you to do the healing work in the space you have created. This is the first and clearest sign of a broken system. You give from your heart, freely, without expectation. You offer your time, your resources, your emotional energy. But on the other side, the gift is not received as a gift. It is received as an installment payment. Instead of gratitude, there is a constant expectation for more. Your sacrifice is not seen as an act of love. It is twisted and used as a weapon against you. You did this for me, so you owe me that. The logic is warped, but it is powerful. It turns your generosity into a chain. You are no longer in a relationship of mutual care and respect. You have unknowingly entered into a toxic economy. In this economy, your kindness is a currency that is constantly being devalued. Every act of giving becomes a debt that the other person uses to control you. They hold your past sacrifices over your head, not as a reminder of love, but as proof of your obligation. You find yourself trying to pay off a debt that never gets smaller, a debt you never even agreed to in the first place. This is not family. This is a transaction. The language changes. Love is replaced with words like fairness. Owing. Conversations become negotiations. Requests feel like demands. You feel a constant pressure to give more, to keep the peace, to avoid an argument, to prove you still care. But the peace never lasts. The goalposts are always moving. The system is designed to keep you in a state of perpetual giving, and to make you feel guilty when you finally have nothing left to give. It is an emotional extortion that drains you dry. When you see this happening, you must name it. You must recognize that your love is being used as leverage. This is not your fault. You gave from a place of genuine care. But a healthy system receives a gift with thanks. A broken system receives a gift and asks, "What else have you got?" When your sacrifice is consistently used to manipulate you, you are not in a circle of love. You are in a cage. Recognizing this is the first painful step toward finding the key and unlocking the door. It is the beginning of taking your power back. Trauma does a strange thing to time. It shatters it into a million pieces. Your memory of the past can become fractured, like a broken mirror. There are parts of your story you may not remember clearly, locked away in a deep, dark room. There comes a point when you know you must protect yourself. You have tried talking, you have tried explaining, you have tried giving more. So you make a difficult choice. You choose to create distance. You choose no contact. You choose silence, not as a punishment, but as a sanctuary. You build a wall not to keep them out forever, but to give yourself a space where you can finally breathe and begin to heal. Others will call it abandonment. They will accuse you of being cruel, selfish, unforgiving. They will frame your boundary as a betrayal. The narrative gets twisted. You, the one who is trying to stop the bleeding, are painted as the one holding the knife. It is designed to trigger your guilt and make you question your own decision to seek safety. It is crucial to understand the difference between leaving someone and protecting your own life. You are releasing them to their own journey, and you are finally claiming your own. Sometimes silence is the only honest language left. Your absence can be a more powerful statement than your presence ever was. It says, "I will not participate in this dynamic anymore. I choose peace. I choose healing. I choose me." This is not betrayal. This is bravery. Hold fast to your reasons. Write them down if you have to. Do not let the voices of others drown out the quiet, steady voice inside you that knows you are doing the right thing. In the broken system you grew up in, you were likely taught that love means surrender. Tolerate my bad behavior, accept my anger, absorb my pain, do not challenge me. This is not love. This is control disguised as affection. True, healthy love does not ask you to diminish yourself. Real love wants what is best for the other person, and what is best is never their continued brokenness. If a relationship requires you to surrender your peace, your voice, and your identity, it is not a loving relationship. It is a hostage situation. Breaking this pattern requires a radical redefinition of love, rooted in respect, honoring boundaries, encouraging growth. It is safe. Love does not ask you to lose yourself. It helps you find yourself. Stepping away is not a failure to love. It is the ultimate act of loving yourself and, from a distance, loving them enough to stop participating in a cycle that is hurting you both. It is choosing the true meaning of love over its toxic imitation. The first practical step on the path of the chain breaker is the hardest. You must surrender the outcome to God. This means accepting a painful truth. You cannot change someone who is not willing to change. You cannot make someone see your heart. You cannot argue. You cannot prove. You cannot sacrifice your way into their understanding if they are determined to misunderstand you. You have to let go of the fantasy that one day you will say or do the right thing and they will finally get it. That outcome is not in your hands. It never was. This act of surrender is a spiritual discipline, placing the tangled mess into God's hands. Pray for your daughter. Pray for your grandchildren. Ask God to stand in the gap. Ask Him to send angels of mercy and clarity. Then you must release your grip. Open your hands and let it go. Say the words, "Lord, I give this to you. I cannot fix this. I trust you with the outcome." This is not giving up. It is giving it over to the only one who can truly bring healing and redemption. You must forgive yourself for not knowing what you did not know, trying to be a parent with the broken tools you were given. You were a child of trauma raising a child. You did not have all the lessons. You did not have a map. You did the very best you could with the light you had. It is time to stop replaying the tapes of your mistakes. It is time to stop punishing yourself for not being perfect. This forgiveness is holy work. It is an act of receiving God's grace for yourself. Say it. I forgive me. Say it again. Feel the weight of that statement. God's mercy is bigger than your mistakes. It covers all the things you did not know. It is time to stop carrying a burden of shame you were never meant to carry alone. Lay it down at the foot of the cross. Forgive yourself for being human. Forgive yourself for being wounded. Love that is rejected does not vanish. It is a powerful energy that has to go somewhere. Redirect it. Pour your care into prayer. Become a warrior in the spirit for them. Then look around. Serve others who are hurting. Volunteer. Mentor, comfort. Let your love be a light. The final step is to use what you have been through. When you are ready, only when you feel strong enough, tell your story. Speak your truth, not with anger or bitterness, but with the quiet strength of a survivor. Your scars are not something to be hidden in shame. They are maps, roadmaps for those still lost in the dark woods you just navigated. Your story can be the flicker of light that shows there is a way out. It can give others the language for their pain. You transform private pain into public testimony, grace, resilience. Testimony is a powerful weapon against the shame that thrives in silence. When you speak your truth, you rob the past of its power to isolate you. You connect with others, and in that connection, you both find strength. You are not alone. Your experience is part of a larger human story. Sharing it is an act of service, a way of turning your greatest pain into your greatest purpose. You asked God at a young age to make you into the woman He wanted you to be. You imagined a gentle sanding and polishing. Instead, God allowed a fierce breaking, shattering. But after the breaking, He began a careful and tender rebuilding. This is hard to accept, but it is the path of transformation. There is a new thing being promised. The Bible says that even in the driest wilderness, God can make a way. He creates rivers in the wasteland. Your wilderness is not empty. It is holy ground where a new river begins to rise. Keep walking, keep praying, keep showing mercy to yourself. Your love still has a profound purpose, even when it is not received by the one person you want it from most. There are people who need exactly the kind of wise, compassionate, resilient love you now have to offer. Pour it out for them. That is not a loss. That is a divine investment. You are a chain breaker. You did the impossible. You chose to stop the cycle. Your story is not over. It is just beginning to be told. And it will set others free. Your wilderness now is silence. Your river is the love you pour out at the feet of Christ. Let it flow. Let it heal you. Let your story be the invitation to others still trapped at a feast where they were never invited, to turn and find the table set for them since the beginning of time, where the host smiles and says, "Come up higher, dear one. Your seat has been waiting."